In the indictment unsealed today against Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort and Trump campaign official Rick Gates, part of the government's case that they illegally worked as agents of a foreign power without registering as such, and then lied about that fact to the government. Part of the government's case there is based on lobbying records that the government says they found at Paul Manafort's house when they raided it in July. According to the indictment, Manafort's company told the special counsel's office that they had a hard and fast policy of not retaining records for anything older than 30 days ago. And that's why they didn't have anything to offer them on these contested lobbying matters. Imagine how peaceful your life would be if you could just wire your own brain that way. It was more than 30 days ago? Sorry. It must be nice, right? You'd be constantly living in the moment. No trauma too big as long as it's old. The government says, though, that in their raid of Paul Manafort's home in Virginia, they turned up records older than 30 days that showed lobbying work that Manafort and Gates had denied participating in. So that gives us one clear view on what the government thinks they got, what they earned in that pre-dawn raid on Manafort's house in Alexandria back in the summer. Now, in terms of what we learned from the Manafort and Gates indictment, we also get a list from the government of overseas corporations that Manafort and Gates allegedly used not only to get paid from foreign sources, but to pay for stuff here in the U.S. The government uses that list of companies and an extensive list of alleged wire transfers from those companies to basically make two allegations. They say that Manafort laundered money by purchasing real estate. He would use one of these overseas shell corporations to buy real estate in the U.S. Then he would use that real estate in the U.S. as collateral for taking out a loan for cash. And that was a way to get liquidity, to get cash money that appeared to be from a legal source, even though the money originated overseas in what the government describes as an illicit manner. So money laundering is part of what the government alleges. The other thing they're alleging, though, is tax evasion. And it's possible I am just not creative enough about these things, but this part I have a little bit of a hard time getting my head around. Allegation from the government on tax evasion is that Paul Manafort was paid millions of dollars for his work in Ukraine. That money went from Ukraine into these overseas corporations that he controlled.